Hello, and welcome back to Crimson's Outpost. Well, the slime machine at least is working. I've been watching this on and off for a couple days and getting lots and lots of liquid SP. And yep, it's still working. So, I'm going to let this run for a little bit while I do some other stuff. I found out if I don't turn this off, if I'm not around, it will drain all my power. And, I have to keep the power system under maintenance. I have to replace fertilizer in the automated farm, make sure that no mulch fills up the seeds, so it's kind of annoying. So this is going to go for a bit. But what I wanted to show you guys today was some of the work I've done. My farm, you see, has the new crops have fully spread, which is good. I also got tons of seeds, tons of leftover seeds. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these seeds to use, since with the way this thing works, you can just smack it, it stays there. You don't have to replant it, you just get more seeds. So what I think I'm going to do is I believe it's Mine Factory Reloaded, there is a item called a biofuel generator. I need tanks. And did I? Yeah, I have the liquid down. Okay. So, excuse me, bioreactor. The biofuel generator is the item that turns the biofuel, which I'll explain in a moment, into energy. So, the way this machine works, it's relatively simple. You just basically slap it down. And as you see, it's got this little hopper area, and it's got a row of stuff. What this does, it turns biological material. So in this case, we're going to be using seeds. It turns them into biofuel. And the way it works is the different number of items you have in there makes it more efficient. So like if you were just to say put your typical Minecraft wheat seeds in it, it does okay, but it's not very efficient. But if you put multiple items in there, like wheat seeds or tree saplings and stuff like that, it's much more efficient. There's some of the biological stuff it doesn't work with. I don't believe it works with sugarcane. I don't believe it works with apples. I think it doesn't work with sugarcane. I don't know. Let's go find out. But I think it doesn't work with this. Come here. Okay, one sugarcane. Because we're just testing, but I don't believe it works with sugarcane. Sugarcane grows too easily, so that's probably why it doesn't work with that. Yeah, because what it would normally do is it would drop down into this and start converting it into biofuel. Now, one thing this machine does is if it has a redstone signal, it turns off. So it's really good for getting stuff set up to make it super efficient. We'll use this biofuel generator in a moment. So we're going to grab a whole bunch of seeds. Let me see. Corn, ginger, zucchini, chili peppers, garlic, raspberries, cucumbers, turnips. I think that should be enough. And with the switch on, it won't convert anything when I start dropping it in. So turnip seeds, yep, you see it drops down here. And you can see how efficient it is. It's 80 out of 1440. So we're going to put all these types of seeds in here and see. Oh, we actually have one more seed. So corn, ginger. Yeah, I don't have tomatoes. So do I have tomato seeds? Tomatoes. Excellent. So we're now at full efficiency. What this efficiency bar exactly translates to, I don't know, but obviously you want to be more efficient. And this is how much biofuel it can store in addition to what's in the tank. So if I start putting this over, now this particular machine does not require power. It works kind of like you'd expect fermenting to work. That's kind of what you're doing, is fermenting all these stuff and turning it into effectively an ethanol type material. Now, Minecraft Reloaded stuff connects to any normal form of liquid transportation you can think of. So, if you had waterproof pipes, it would connect to that. We're going to use liquid ducts because liquid ducts are much superior to waterproof pipes. So what it does is every so often it will tick everything from here, and it will fill the buffer back up, and it slowly converts to biofuel. The traditional measurement is 1,000 millibuckets equals a bucket. So right now I have 1 bucket worth of biofuel. So while this is going, I built some tanks ahead of time, so I'm going to set up some tanks. Let's see, I got 36, so let's do... and 11 left, so... yeah, actually, you know what? I'm going to save these tanks. I might need them for something later. And then we're going to connect the liquid duct. And there it goes, drains right in there. Excellent. So now it will just continue to pump biofuel into the tank. And eventually it'll fill up and all that. And we can easily, we can turn this off later. And if we want, we can set up a second bioreactor. Yeah, bioreactor. And we can get a huge tank and fill all this up. Now, what you use this for is, in theory, it's supposed to work with the combustion engines from forestry. When I was testing it, it didn't seem to want to fill. So I don't know if I was just pumping it into the wrong spot or whatnot. So instead, I made a biofuel generator. Oh, that's right. I forgot to show the recipes. Bioreactor. It's relatively simple. It's a machine frame, some plastic sheets, spider eye, slime ball, and brick, and sugar. You might have trouble getting the slime ball if you're not near a swamp or you don't have a giant slime facility underneath your machine house. And then the biofuel generator, redstone transmission coil, which is silver and redstone, some pistons, a furnace, a couple blaze rods, so it might be a little bit tricky if you haven't found a nether fortress yet. But the way this works is you just slap it down, you'll connect it with liquid ducts. Let's see, can I... oh, yeah, Minecraft Reloaded machines, you just bash them. I'm actually going to connect it 1 square away so I can get the liquid ducts connected properly. And then to pull out, out. There we go. So this is now storing energy, and as you see, it's drained all my biofuel. So turn the pipe off. Yep. Oh, broke the rice. So it's now got a full tank of biofuel and a ton of energy. Now it doesn't have anywhere to put the energy yet, but we could, connect, say, redstone power cells to it, or pump it into a tesseract or something like that. And eventually, if you had enough biofuel reactors, you could make tons of biofuel and pump them into the biofuel generator. Pretty neat. So this is something that I can just let, go on its own. And eventually, I'd kind of like to replace the chestnut system. The chestnut system is really cool, but the problem is you have to maintain it. I have to keep coming over here. I have to check and make sure there's fertilizer. I have to make sure that the stuff isn't... what's going... oh. I have to make sure the chestnuts don't overload, because otherwise they spill everywhere, because my containment system is not that good. But maybe once I get the gate system set up, that may be something to work on once the dragon is dead. I'll just eat this rice that I picked up. But yeah, so you have to keep pumping in here, you have to keep pulling the mulch out, all sorts of stuff like that. I actually have a question. I wonder if the mulch works on the bioreactor. Something to go check, but keep that going as well. Yeah, I'm going to go check that. Because if it is, then I actually have a use for this mulch. Mulch is used for, I think, the automated farms and the other farm things for planting trees. You know, if you were growing trees and chopping them down for lumber, not what I'm using for, which is harvesting their fruit. Let me switch this off for a second. Now I wonder, does the mulch work? No, mulch does not work. That's unfortunate. Oh well, back to generating. So in the meantime, actually, does mulch actually have any other uses? I checked at one point. I just don't remember. And it's freezing a little bit because it's looking up the recipes. So, come on. Yeah, looks like hummus. Yeah, could make bog earth with it. That's actually not too bad. Use that for peat. And then created mulch, which I think is just a way of storing stuff. So it's got some uses. It's not hugely useful to me at this point, although the bog earth is kind of an interesting idea. But I think the other thing I'm going to show you guys today, I know I hinted at it a couple episodes ago, you know, still hear the slimes downstairs, is the automated enchanter. So what I'm actually going to do, I kind of don't want to, yeah, I'll wipe the leggings. Yep, you remember the spellbinding cloth, made that before, perfect for wiping enchantments. Now, the way this works, it requires the liquid XP mob essence. I have it pumped into the bottom, and it requires power. So I happen to have a redstone power cell. This is the one that usually sits over here, and I carry back and forth between the power generator, just for the meantime. You know, eventually I'd like to get Tesseract set up. But the way you do it, you just put an item in here, and it starts ticking off. So it starts draining essence, which I actually think I have it switched off downstairs. Go turn that back on. And it slowly starts building up work. And it takes power. So, what do I have this? Yeah, I have it on 10. So, so it's just draining its reserve, but it'll slowly pick up work. And it drains essence. I don't remember the formula, how much essence it takes for level 30 enchantments. So, switch on. There we go. I'm going to turn this off for the moment. Sounds like we're getting out of control. Sometimes the system needs a little bit to catch up. So that's why I like turning it on and off every so often. You can keep going. So what it does basically is it continues to do work, more work for higher level enchantments. So in this particular case, for a level 30 enchantment, it takes 2,590 work. Lower level enchantments take an equivalent amount less. So what it does basically is it just sits here and it ticks up, and it eventually, when it gets to the max, you will get an enchanted item. Now you can put a whole stack of books into here, and it will produce a randomly enchanted book, just like would happen if you threw a book into an enchanting table. And the machine will pump stuff out. I believe it just spits it out into a pipe or any inventory that's connected to it. So you could just spit it out into chests. You know, put a chest right here, and it'll spit it right out into it. I believe. I haven't actually tried that yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut here and wait another... wait another minute. Actually, you know what? While this is working, I can show you this thing that I found. When I was setting up the little slime room, testing stuff out, this dropped. Yep. Little slime trophy. Doesn't do anything. Except sit here and kind of looks cool. Apparently some of the other trophies have like click effects. Like I think if you get the spider one, it traps you in a web, and I think the creeper one does like a little knockback to you. Doesn't actually do anything, but it makes the sound. So these are random rare drops from monsters. As in, with all the zombies I killed with the zombie spawner, never saw one. But I got a slime one. Go figure. So kind of cool. If I get more, I'll show you guys them, but that's about it for now. He just kind of sits there and smack him, and that's about it. So, oh, the other thing was I made some hash, because hash is actually pretty good. You know, the potatoes and meat and stuff. Anyway, work is almost done. Come on. And it should. Haste, fire protection, and fire protection. Wow, okay. None of those enchantments are useful for me. So, wipe it, and try again. But the nice thing is, because I have the liquid XP, I don't have to go stand near the, monster spawner and wait for that and then run away over to the enchanting table. You know, I could just, in theory, set up a recursive loop and just have it keep going around and wiping with the spell cloth, but I don't want to do that because I might actually get, you know, a useful enchantment. So, but now that that's working, you know, I can get a full suit of stuff set up and make a bow using the Tinker's Construct stuff. And then, I think, I've also been, the oak tree farm over there, I've been chopping down and harvesting the wood to transmute to obsidian using the minium stone, which you'll see is getting really low now. Fortunately, they're not that difficult to make and have a ton of minium shards. So, I don't have to worry about that. But, and hopefully, next episode, we're going after a dragon. So, that should be interesting. I've never actually done that before, but I need end stone. Actually, you know, there's something else that I think I saw in my research that maybe might be an idea other than killing the end dragon. No, that's not it. That's not it. Where'd it go? Is this it? Yeah. This might be something that I look into as well. I believe this effectively, if I'm reading this correctly, acts like a Hearthstone type thing. It's a one-use item, but it teleports you back somewhere. So, I may have to experiment with this and see if it'll work cross dimensions. Because if it does, I can just run into the end, mine a whole bunch of end stone, and then run the hell out. But it'd be kind of nice to have access to the dragon, or have access to the end, because then I could kill all the endermen and get their ender pearls, and that way I don't have to worry about transmuting all my iron there. Maybe have one of those as backup just in case. So, alright. Well, I think I'm going to, I think that's it for today. Slimes are slowly dying downstairs now that I've switched the machinery off. Farm is farming, generating biofuel. Every so often, just have to fill the seeds back up. I could probably automate that. I'll have to think about that. Maybe some golems could do some work for me. Get that automated. Get some automated farming, and then pump it into there. Sounds like something to investigate. So, I think just wait a minute or two more and get this going and see if I actually get anything useful this time. I did get useful on my boots. I got repair 2. Since these are traveling boots and I'm not going to be using them for fighting, that's pretty good because it keeps them going. So I now have repair on the chest, repair on the boots. Haven't looked at the goggles yet, but I did get a really nice set of enchantments on the goggles. Respiration 3 would have helped when I was building the slime area. Oh, fire protection 4. Great. Alright, we'll do this again. And we'll keep doing this till I get something useful. So, thanks for watching, people. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you could like, share, and favorite this, that would be great. And, as always, have fun.